Next question is, how do I keep my horse at the same speed in trot? So, and this came from a student. They had a break, and their horse had a break, and they just lost a bit of rhythm and communication, and the horse was speeding up and slowing down without the rider instigating that. So in terms of keeping your horse at the same pace, you want to make sure that your seat is really secure, and you want to make sure that the internal rhythm, your internal rhythm, stays the same, so that the horse doesn't let the speed get faster. Speed and tempo are the same thing, so you want the tempo, the speed to stay the same. Yeah, so your rising should stay the same whether the horse gets faster or slower. And you want to make sure, especially for the horse that, you know, goes faster, give the horse something to do. You know, put it in outside flexion and then back to inside flexion. If you're on the straight, that's easier. If you're on the circle, that's a different story. Make sure that the horse's neck isn't broken at the shoulder, and make sure there's a nice smooth curve in the horse's neck, and that way you'll know that the horse is doing the work and using its body in the right way to stay balanced and use the power properly. So for the horse that's speeding up, you can use outside flexion back to inside flexion. The other thing you can do is put it in a little leg yield down the fence. You know, bend its neck into the inside and let its quarters go to the outside of the track, moving it away from your leg. You can, if you're up to the laterals, you can always do a shoulder fore or a shoulder in to maintain the speed if your horse likes to go faster. And also, horses will do the same thing in the same spot on the circle or on the arena. So what that means is that the horse, if the horse always goes fast coming out of that particular corner, you can expect the next time you're there, it'll do the same thing. So what are you doing 15, 20 meters before that corner? You should be preparing for the horse that goes faster coming out of that corner. You might do your little leg yield. You might do your outside flexion, inside flexion before that particular corner. And in that way, your horse should be listening to you better and won't be thinking of the resistance that it can use, because of course speeding up is a resistance, slowing down is a resistance. And then for the horse that slows down, the same kind of thing. And if it's a bit of a shy, next time around I would cut that part. If it's a corner or you're on your circle, I would just cut it in a little bit, and then the next time round I would go on your track, the track you want it to. Certainly try and anticipate when it's going to slow down, and you can either use a bit more leg, or you can give it a little touch with your whip. And that's a gentle reminder to say, stay with me, keep doing your work, and we'll have a rest in a minute. But horses generally slow down because they're distracted, they've seen something off in the distance, and they're using that as an excuse to not do the work. So you want, again, to keep the horse occupied. You want the horse doing something. So in those instances, you could do, if you make a note of where the horse slows down, you could do a transition. You could transition into lengthened trot and then back, or you could transition into walk and then back into trot. But yeah, generally you want to give your horse something to do, and that usually comes as a transition. So that's the answer to the question, how do I keep my horse going at the same speed? I hope those two questions have helped you and your riding. I'll see you next time.